won on Monday night, 24-10 over the Bears. They improved to 5-2 as Jared Goff throws his first touchdown pass in 3 games. Speaking of Jared Goff, here he is, standing by with our Steve Weish after tonight's win.
Jared just coming back and get such a convincing bounce-back win. What about the overall performance you guys had tonight?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, our defense obviously played, I think, probably their best game of the year, and it's been good to see them go, and we're trying to, make our plays on offense as well, but tonight was the defense's night, and we made enough plays to win. We were able to take advantage of a lot of opportunities tonight. Some of them we didn't, but, I think a few of them, we talk about turning turnovers into points, and we did that tonight.
And you talked about it being the defense's night, but it seemed like everybody got a piece of the action on offense. But Terrell Henderson, Alvin Brown, defensively a bunch of guys made plays. Just the overall complete effort you guys.
Yeah, I thought we were ourselves tonight on offense, really. I thought we spread the ball around, guys made plays. We came out with an energy that was different, and we were ready to go. It was a good one.
You look at how the division is shaping up right now.
Yeah.
How big was this win?
It's big, especially in the NFC right now. With the whole NFC, it's a big win. Our division's the best in football, and we got some work to do, but we're ready.
All right, Jared, congratulations.
Hey, Steve, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, so the Rams get a win tonight. The Browns may have won Sunday, but they suffered a big loss in the process. Odell Beckham Jr., the top pass catcher, done for the season after tearing his ACL on the opening drive against the Bengals while trying to make a tackle following a bake INT. Certainly wishing him a speedy recovery. Meantime, the Bucs have recovered from a slow start, and they've won 3 straight. Most say due to the strength of their defense with a complementary offense. But I tell you, Tom Brady's bunch looked good on Sunday against the Raiders. Brady threw for 369, 4 touchdowns, also ran one en route to a 45-20 win, maybe silencing some of his naysayers. Speaking of naysayers, as we welcome you back, there's one of them right over there. James Jones. He's been pretty critical of Brady this season. Hey, JJ, he looked good yesterday. Do you feel any different about Brady and this Bucs offense now?
I mean, the Bucs offense has it going right now, man. I mean, Tom Brady's playing well, but I think the biggest thing, and I did say this before the season started as well, I said around week 4 and week 5, they will start to catch their stride once they start figuring out the chemistry and guys understanding Tom Brady. I said they would get to cooking, but to me, they're healthy. And this guy right here, 87, he started off the season, Rob Gronkowski started off the season very slow. Really looked like, he shouldn't have came out of retirement. Now you see Rob Gronkowski getting his legs up under him making plays down the field. You got Chris Godwin back out there healthy. Mike Evans is out there healthy. And it's another guy in the building that they just signed that's going to come in healthy and ready to go as well. But, yes, they can keep this up. Tom Brady can keep this up. He has tremendous weapons out there on the outside. And like I said, man, they're starting to hit their stride, and you can tell that they're starting to understand each other as they're out there playing with each other.
Yeah, appreciate you, JJ. Perfect segue to my next question for TD. Because, TD, this is the Bucs team that is not devoid of talent, the wide receiver position. Right. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, yet they make the move to bring the very controversial Antonio Brown to this team. Why?
Why? Because he's a hell of a player.
Sure. I agree.
And he can help you take your team to the next level. That's what the Bucs are doing right now. This is not about a long-term plan. This is about trying to win that chip right now. And they understand that if they can load their squad up, because anything can happen, injuries, all kind of stuff can happen, is that they're trying to stack the deck here and bringing them to the Bucs right now, where you have Tom Brady, who played with him in New England, Bruce Arians, who coached him at Pittsburgh, so he's familiar with the offense, familiar with the players there. And you know what? I understand this. He comes to this offense, and people worry about disrupting, right? Chemistry. Can he disrupt the chemistry? And there's a small chance that could happen. But you know what? My thought is, him being out of football for so long and watching it from the sideline, he has a greater appreciation for the game and understanding that, you know what, he is not the big man. Like, the game is bigger than you. This game is not going to wait for you. This game is not going to sit there and say, okay, we need you, and so we're going to, do things to sort of, play down to you. So once he goes to that team, there's going to be rules that he has to follow, and I think he'll come in there, he'll play well, he'll work hard. We know he's a hard worker. We know he'll perform. I think the Bucs will just have an even better squad, so this will not be disruptive in one way.
Well, listen, the numbers speak for themselves.
Yeah, you're right, TD, because when he's healthy, and he is healthy, we all know that he grinds. I mean, he posts every day of him working and grinding. We know he's a hard worker. This is arguably the best receiver in football, added to arguably the best wide receiver core in football with Tom Brady. So, no, it's not going to be a distraction. And yes, he might not get all the targets that he wants to get, but I'm telling you this right now. Antonio Brown is excited to be back. Antonio Brown is in a very good situation. And Antonio Brown knows that if he messes this up, this is probably it. So, in my humble opinion, he's going to come in. He's going to do his job. They're going to make sure he's involved. He's going to get his touches, and he can have a big-time year. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers know when you have a chance to win it and win it all, win the Super Bowl, do not wait. Make your team the best as you possibly can and try to go win it, because you don't know what next year is going to bring. Injuries can happen. Anything can happen. You don't know what it's going to bring. So when you have a chance to win it, they got a big-time defense. We can add another big-time receiver and go win this Super Bowl. Let's get it done. And that is exactly what they did, and they got a chance to bring this whole thing home.
You can say what you want about AB, but no other receiver in the league since 2013 has more yards or touchdowns. Business has been booming. Meantime, the Steelers, man, y'all see what they did to Derrick Henry on Sunday? They held King Henry, the beast, to 75 yards on Sunday. How many teams can do that? They also stifled a late comeback attempt from the Titans. They got some help from Stephen Gostkowski missing that field goal. They get the Ravens this week. And, TD, I got to ask you, number one, how different is that challenge? And do you think they can replicate the type of performance that we saw this Sunday?
Well, the challenge is going to be different from what they had last week against, the Tennessee Titans and King Henry, because that's one player you're talking about. And typically, if you want to take a running back out, you can stack the box and you can limit that back. And Henry did a decent job considering. But now when you play the Ravens, it's not just one guy. It's Lamar Jackson. It's Hobbs, Dobbins. It's, you got my man Mark Ingram. I mean, you got a lot of guys that run with the ball. And so you have to stop a system versus just one person. And last year they played, the Ravens in their 2 games. They gave up over 360 yards rushing in those games. And so to try to flip the script on that, it's going to be difficult. But I think this team is more suited for it with the weapons that they have and the way they play defense now. They're able to kind of go ahead and stymie that and, bringing in Fitzpatrick and Minka, and he's a playmaker in the secondary. So for me, I think that the Steelers will be able to limit that rushing offense and force the Ravens to play a game they don't like to play, and that is playing from behind.
TD, they're 6-0. A lot of people wondering just how long this run can go. Big Ben was a part of a team that won 14 straight back in 2004, so this isn't unfamiliar territory for him. How long does this thing run?
Well, I think the Steelers get the win this weekend against the Ravens. I know it's in Baltimore, but I think the Steelers are hot, so they'll win this game. But week 12, they play the Ravens again, and I think that time the Ravens come out on top. It's hard to sweep a division opponent, especially a team as good as the Ravens. So they'll split that battle.
Well, we shall soon see. You see, you got the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the Jaguars all before they meet the Ravens in Week 12. Should be very, very interesting. All right, let's move the discussion to the AFC East now, particularly the Patriots, who are off to their worst start in 20 years. Cam Newton firmly at the center of much of that scrutiny after being held under 100 yards passing, 3 picks on Sunday. That led to him being benched in the 4th quarter in favor of Jarrett Stidham. Before we give our takes on this, though, let's first hear what Cam himself had to say about his own play.
He came and said, Stidham is a finisher, and I agreed, and that's what it was. It was, for any type of competitor, do you feel embarrassed? Yeah. And the first thing I said, to myself coming home, I said, you keep playing games like that, bro, and it's going to be a permanent change. I'm not planning on just going out there just yigging interceptions left and right. That's not what it is. But I don't know what funk, spell, or omen that's in Boogie's household right now. But I have to let off some chakras, some sage, or something.
All right, JJ, you heard him talk about the sage and the chakras, but I got a feeling it's going to take a little bit more than that. Something's got to be fixed, whether it be with this offense or with Cam specifically. Just from your perspective, what is wrong with Cam Newton in this Patriots offense?
Well, number one, what's wrong is him turning the football over. And, I mean, we've seen some of them throws. Some of them throws is just like, Cam, man, what we thinking? Why you throwing that ball down the field like that? I mean, you throwing the ball in the double coverage and passes are getting picked off. So all these things are fixable. Cam Newton is a very smart guy. He's a talented quarterback. I mean, we've seen him. He had it going the first 3 weeks of the season. Teams did not have an answer for him. The last couple games, man, he's throwing interceptions. All he has to do is take care of the football, man. It is okay to punt. You do not got to be the superstar. Let your defense go out there and battle and make some plays. But you cannot do this. You cannot have throws like this where you're throwing it in the double coverage, man, just long foul balls. And Cam is better than that, man. And I just appreciate him stepping up and saying, man, if this continues, you know what I mean, I will be on the bench permanently. But everything that's happening right now to the Patriots and Cam Newton is fixable. They just got to go back to the drawing board and get it done, and he has to take care of the football, period.
Well, for the time being, his starting job is safe. Bill Belichick did say that Cam Newton will start next week against the Buffalo Bills. How long that will remain, we will soon find out. All right, we're going to step aside. When we come back, more on the Rams' big win inside SoFi Stadium over